team are doing scientific research into consciousness and healing.
I began as an electrical engineer, and I understand how literally our anatomy, we serve as an antenna for electromagnetic signals, and we also generate electromagnetic signals. And once you think of the body in terms of electronics and electromagnetic fields and resonance and interaction, the whole idea of energy healing becomes completely plausible.
After my breast cancer surgery, when I had a lumpectomy and some lymph nodes removed, and I was in so much pain, I thought at the time I'd never known pain like that in my entire life. And they had given me tons of morphine, tons of every kind of drug. I'm allergic to all kinds of medicines, and nothing was touching it. And Rebecca showed up, and I don't believe you left for 2 hours, did you? You were there for 2 hours, weren't you?
About that, yeah.
Oh, so.
But within 5 minutes, with therapeutic touch, we were able to get her pain level to nothing. We're not doing the healing, but we are facilitating it. We're the conduits. Generally, it's just universal energy, and the way that it is for me is I draw the energy through my crown, filling my body with this calm sense of peace, love, coming from a place of compassion. The energy, the hands and heart are connected. The energy then flows through the heart, through the hands, to the individual.
We have electromagnetic signals running between our brains and our bodies that circulate through the liquids in our bodies. Right? Turns out that the blood, for example, is a very good conductor of electricity. And that's why, for example, the energy from the heart, literally the electrical energy from the heart, the EKG, can be picked up from any part of the body, because the electrical signal from the heart goes down to the toes, to the top of the head. By the way, it's the same thing with the brain. The brain generates an EEG. That EEG signal travels throughout the bloodstream, and you can easily measure that.
Professor Schwartz found evidence that healers emit highly ordered, invisible light waves and produce an extra surge of electrostatic energy.
This is an AC Gauss meter. AC Gauss meters are an extremely standard piece of equipment. And in particular, we're looking at a thing called the universal chi point. And the universal chi point is about here in the hand. That chi point was actually well understood in Chinese medicine. There is an equivalent, for example, in Ayurveda. There are equivalents in many of that, for example, the ancient Celtic traditions of laying on of hands healing. So that point in esoteric knowledge is well recognized and understood.
In our laboratory, we have done many different kinds of experiments. We've measured the effects of energy healing on E. coli bacteria in test tubes. We've looked at the effects of energy healing, such as Reiki, on rats that were stressed with noise, and actually measuring the microvascular changes in their gut.
We've known for years now that the power of belief is very strong in healing. Tests with placebo medicines have shown that 33% of all people are healed because they believe they will be. However, these tests with Reiki on rats prove the point that belief aside, Reiki works, because who knows what rats believe?
We've done experiments on the effects of healing on the longevity of leaves that have been cut.
Please do not work on the control leaf at any time in this process. No matter how it feels inside, I need you to hold that very cleanly. This is a complete trial that's ongoing at this point. Leaves that are at day 58 in the ongoing process. They have received 4 10-minute healings every 24 hours. You'll notice there are a number of control pots that no longer have leaves in them. We did, in this particular trial, we had one practitioner drop out. The other 9 pairs, all of the leaves are still alive.
We didn't know how long this process would last, and today is day 58 of this particular trial, and my leaf is still alive at day 58. My control leaf is no longer with us.
Every time I go up, I go like this, and they ask me why I'm doing this, because I'm Jewish, and I say it's too difficult to do this all the time. So, let's move on from that. We'll come back. Okay, what do we do? Are we reaching the bottom of the bucket here? I did not stop. Go ahead. Show me.
I can bring this arm all the way to here, but I can't
I
bring...
see what you mean. Well, let's play with that. You want to do that?
Okay.
Come on, we got nothing to lose.
Okay. This is from scar tissue.
All right, come around this way if you want, or that way, or any way you want. Now, I'm moving my hands around a little bit just to find where I feel it the most. And then I sort of pull out a little because that helps me. I can feel it a little bit more. And I go, all right, that spot makes the fingers move a little bit.
I listen, I feel, I bring my hands in until I get a sense of something. I feel it, I refine it into the center of my palm. Maybe I pull out, feel the interesting sensation of the draw of the stretching against the inside of the palm and back. And I simply play with it, and I observe how the people's bodies respond as I feel. There's a beautiful confluence of the energies, or more than the energies, of the frequencies and beyond that come together and create something more. It's more than being just a conduit. We're actually a catalyst for change.
This time goes out over your head again, really on hold, keep happening. Reach over.
And in all these different areas and preparations, we find evidence for the power of intention. And the focusing of one's attention with that intention seems to be an important parameter in terms of determining the magnitude of the effects that are obtained.
Sure. I want to see the other one. It's actually looser than the other one.
We've done experiments on the effects of distant healing on the biophoton release or inhibition that occurs in plants. It turns out that all living things generate invisible light that is invisible to the naked eye. And it turns out that a healer can actually affect or increase or decrease the amount of light that's taking place.
You take the leaves home? No, the leaves stay here and I go home. And then I spend the next X number of days running the energy for 10 minutes 4 times a day.
We just completed an experiment where a group of 400 plus people in London saw one of 2 leaves in Tucson. We did not know which leaf was picked. Each leaf, geranium leaf, had 16 holes in it, 16 spots where the intention to glow might enhance it. And then for 10 minutes, one of those 2 leaves were picked, and they watched on this screen the leaf and sent glowing instructions to the leaf. And then when we analyzed the data, much to my great surprise, not only was the leaf that was picked for the glowing instructions, could you see literally the spots where the injuries occurred were literally glowing more. You could see it with the naked eye between the 2 images that there was an effect.
This is a photograph of photonic emissions from a human fingertip. Light is present in plants and all beings. It is a source of energy. When we eat, we take in tiny light particles called photons. We store these photons in the cells of our bodies. Photons are quantum particles of light. They collide, exchange information, bounce apart, and stay mysteriously connected at a distance. In quantum physics, this is called entanglement. I wonder, is this how healing and distant healing works?
I would say that when you look at the totality of our research combined with other people's research, the conclusion is quite clear that healing can occur at a distance, that consciousness can have effects at a distance. How that works and the conditions under that works, that's another question. Many universities are skeptical of this kind of work, and there are many faculty within my own university that are skeptical of this research. However, the fact is that this work is funded by NIH, the National Institutes of Health. It's published in peer-reviewed journals. The studies are very carefully conducted, and the findings are very robust. They are real. What I find fantastic is just with, quote, normal energies, just normal radio electromagnetics and normal light frequencies, we've got more than enough power to be able to communicate from one side of the planet to the other, and to be able to do so, quote, virtually instantaneously. So just working within, quote, conventional physics, and then add quantum physics, you've already got all kinds of power for virtually every psychic phenomenon that's ever been reported.